Welcome to Mars.
All right, welcome back to Mars Radio. My next guest goes by the name of 24 Tae, and he is an artist and entrepreneur. Tae, go ahead and introduce yourself to the people.
My name 24 Tae. I'm from East Oakland.
Okay, so East Oakland, that's born and raised?
No, I was born in Gary, Indiana. Came out here when I was 2 years old. Been out here for 45 years, so Oakland all I know.
Okay, so born in Indiana, came to Oakland when you were 2, and then stayed out here, right?
Yep.
So you've only been back to Indiana for like visiting and family purposes and stuff like that?
That's it.
Okay, so what comes to mind when you think of Oakland, California?
City of dope.
City of dope. So if you were to tell Oakland, if you were to explain how Oakland is to the average person that's never been, what would you tell them?
Be careful when you come here, man. You know what I'm saying? Because you never know what you're going to get into. It's a lot of bicker going on. There's a lot of youngsters around here with the mask on. That's crazy. So I just tell you, it's a lot of good places in Oakland. You can go chill. You know what I'm saying? Like my boy PB going. He got videos of where he go, right? And it's a lot of places you can go in Oakland and chill, right? So them the places you need to seek out. The places like that, man. Stay away from the hood, man.
Stay with the touristy shit. Huh?
Yes, please, because and then be careful over there too. Make sure you take out when you first come to Oakland. Your first thing you need to do is go to a hotel somewhere and put up all your stuff. Don't ride around with it in the car. Okay, be safe, because they bipping.
Because they're bipping, and that's real.
That's real talk.
Okay. You ever got bipped?
Hell yeah, I got bipped. I got bipped a couple times.
Damn. And you live here, and you.
Right, I live right here, man. They still got me.
Damn. Okay. All right. Do you have any memories about Gary, Indiana?
Going back.
Just from like returning and visiting and stuff?
Yeah.
Obviously, you were too little.
Yeah.
All right. Tell me about growing up in Oakland. Did you grow up with both parents?
My daddy died when I was 6 years old, so and then then my mama finished raising me, and then she ended up getting a stepdad when I was like 10, 11 or something like that. So I had a stepdad from that point on all the way to right now, because he's still here.
Right, well, rest in peace to Pops. Tell me about transitioning from having your dad to him passing away at such a young age. Was that a drastic change for you?
Being so young, right now, when I look back right now, I mean, I can't really tell you how it felt back then, because I really don't even remember. You know what I'm saying? Right. It really, it's like I only got vague memories.
Well, do you remember growing up and everybody else had a dad, and you knew that you were missing something? Did you ever feel like you were missing anything, or that you were maybe you felt cheated up? I mean, because I grew up without a dad, so I had a lot of those feelings.
I feel cheated now that I'm older. Okay. You know what I'm saying? And now, because me and him just had this conversation. This is crazy you bring this up. Me and my boy just had this conversation the other day, and I was telling him he should reach out to his dad, because I wish my dad was alive. Right. If he was, I would do anything I can to at least try to know him. You know. And
you wouldn't understand that unless you lose yours.
Yeah, I guess you wouldn't.
Yeah, because I say the same thing.
You wouldn't, because I'm like, I would do anything to go see him. I mean, even if he left when he was,
as long as he didn't touch you or nothing crazy, you could fix it.
I just want to know. I would want to know why you left, because it's two sides to every story.
Right.
I'm going through stuff right now, with my baby mama. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I understand. So I would definitely reach out.
So you didn't feel cheated or anything like that until you grew older. But
I'm mad at him because he died with a needle in his arm. So yeah, when I got older, I'm like, man, you chose drugs over your kids.
Right. Chose drugs over love.
Yeah, that shit, made me raise. Luckily, I had a stepfather to step in. But
so how was that growing up with a stepfather?
It was good.
Did he still discipline you and whoop your ass like you were his?
He had my mama gave him the okay to do it, but he was real respectful with it. I mean, he maybe gave me a whooping maybe like twice my whole life.
Oh, okay.
But he was there to, he deserved that spot though.
Okay.
I wouldn't. I mean.
Well, that's good.
He deserved that.
Shout out to him.
He raised me. He took me from washing dishes to just doing the backyard. Type shit. You know what I mean? Like, so I'm like, I respect my stepfather.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up.
100%.
And what kind of kid were you growing up in Oakland with the stepfather, with your parents around and stuff?
Bad as hell.
What kind of shit were you into? Were you into like sports, girls? You were the nerd? You was on the corner? You was into gang banging? What kind of kid was that?
I started off playing baseball. We used to play a strikeout in the backyard in the Dubs. I used to be on 2-4 with all my friends, all the same niggas who I used to be selling drugs, turned out ended up selling drugs, but later on, like, we we was back there playing strikeout first in the backyard, so we used to do that first, and then, you know, my brother was in the game real tough, you know what I'm saying, and, you know, watching him move, all his movements, and watching the guys that, you know, 'cause we stayed right, you know, I stayed on 24th and East 16th, and that's where I'm from, so watching all the guys that came before me, you know, all the fancy cars and all that, I kind of veered towards that, left baseball alone and started hustling in the streets.
So you were influenced by your surroundings?
By my brother and my surroundings, yeah.
Yeah, so how did that make you feel, knowing that you had a love for baseball or a sport or something that was possibly a positive way,
good.
and then you just, you know, kind of found your way gravitating towards the streets instead? You didn't notice that going on, or you just accepted it, embraced it?
I was young, and I was a follower.
You were influenced.
We're just gonna call it what it is. I was young, and I was a follower, and they was doing this, and I wanted to be like them, and I just was a follower.
What was it that appealed to you?
The money that they was having, the dice games they used to see them, the girls they used to see, the cars they used to see. They had it all. They whatever you wanted, you look.
So would it be safe to say the hustlers in the neighborhood were kind of like the ones people looked up to?
Yeah, they was, and they wasn't no bad people. They helped us. Like, you know, they had me. I remember we used to go have to walk down the jacket box for them and buy them some food and get them to keep the change and stuff. Walking back instead of they French fries on my way back.
Right.
You know you ate some of my fries, but you ate some. Oh, I did. That's all they gave me.
Right. So they were good people. What they were doing, like, who are you to judge? And then the next thing you know, well, it's not so bad. And then the next thing you know, I think I could do that. And the next thing you know, you just in it. Full fledged. Now, usually that only leads to one or two things.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
So we see you're still here with us, so
Yeah.
thank God for that.
Yeah.
But I'm sure you ran into some problems.
You already know. I done been listening. I went to jail when I was like 14, 15 years old, and been in and out all the way till I was like 37 years old. I'm talking about I couldn't get a break, to the point where my mama was like, "You live in jail and you come home to visit."
So it was a revolving door.
That's what she told me.
That's what she told you.
She told me that day. And it hurt my feelings, you know. And I just now started thinking, like, you know, like, I got kids out here, man. You can't keep going back and forth to jail.
What do you think was the main cause for that revolving door? Because let's be honest, we could blame it on a lot of shit. Very rarely do you ever hear somebody say, "It was me, I'm the one that did it." Was it the circumstances of once you go in, you got a record and it's hard to get a job, or was it your surroundings, or was it that you just wanted back in the game? What do you think it was that led to you keep going in and out of jail?
Being a follower, like, it's just simple. Like you can learn from other people's mistakes, but I chose to try to go and follow these dudes and that's
Right.
it. Being a follower is all it was. Because right now you couldn't pay me to have none of the shit that I was
Right.
doing back then. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think for myself now, but then I was following, and I was letting other people lead, and that's what it was.
So obviously you're not that type of person now.
Mhm.
You're not easily influenced.
Hell no.
If anything, I see you influencing others.
That's it.
What do you think it was that had you changed your mentality from being influenced to turning around and becoming an influencer?
Watching how letting other people lead me was turning me out. Like I'm ending up in jail constantly. I need to change up and do something else and think for myself. You know what I'm saying? So that in and out of jail and my kids, the main thing that hit me the most was, you can't keep going to jail on your kids. You go to jail, they depending on you, you end up in jail, and then now bam, what happens to the kids?
Yeah.
And that was what made me say, Tay, you better start thinking for yourself and stop running with, doing whatever everybody else doing.
So pretty much life is what did it. Life just hitting you in the head and being like, bam, look, you want to see these kids? You can't see them from behind the walls.
Can't do it.